following is a presentation of TFNN. The Global Market Pulse with your host, John Logan. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, John Logan.
Hi guys, welcome back to the show. And we're looking at the S&Ps right now and looking at new highs and breakouts. And this is why we're talking about, let's maybe do a strangle on this, a long strangle, because you never know which way these things are going to go. We had a little bit more of a biased opinion towards the long side here. So we're getting above this 2277, these daily unfair highs that, again, you kind of see how this had compress up here near the highs, and now we get the pop. And one of the things that we're also going to look at is the Dow. We're going to take a look at this on a continuous contract. So getting near the 20,000 area again, getting near these weekly highs, and Trump's saying a lot of things, obviously, that the markets are enjoying. But I want to read something that the Canadian Prime Minister, or whatever they call him up there, this is so true. It's we'll focus on preserving its U.S. trade ties during talks to renegotiate NAFTA, but may not be able to help Mexico avoid being targeted by the Trump administration. In quotes here, "We love our Mexican friends, but our national interests come first, and the friendship comes second." So, the two are not mutually exclusive. So, again, national interest of the country, and that's a lot of things that are going on now, globally, seemingly. So we'll see how that works out as far as trade goes. And there's going to be a lot of volatility coming up because a lot of these things may come unhinged as far as you guys, I know, have already thought about this. What is this all going to shake out and look like when it comes to China and all these trade deals that are in place and this free-flowing situation that Trump may try to put a chopping motion on. And there's going to be some adjustments that will be made, and that probably will drill down into the dollar at some point. We've gotten down into this back the truck up situation on the dollar finally. This 99.60 in the 99.90, we've kind of reached it this morning, and I think you've got a good trading opportunity on this right now. But some of the things that he wants to do is kind of re-gauge some of the currency relationship situations. You guys already know that too. So again, market's going to have to reprice theirself on scenes like that too. So I think we're going to have some decent volatility coming up pretty soon here. I mean, some of these, Twitter notices and, things that are going to be coming out as far as new protocols, they could really, really make some moves here in the markets in general, excuse me. So let's take a look at the Shanghai. We talked about this being that really cool bounce trade off of this 3302. If you're looking at some of the ETFs and surrounding those China A shares, I think that's a really good move. Here's the gold trade that we talked about waiting until we got back below that 1211, 1210. This is happening now. This is a really cool scene considering the dollar has come down a little bit at the same time, and that default price action in gold just is not happening. So I'm pretty excited about gold coming back down into this 1176-77 area. This is kind of panning out perfectly. This is our weekly view on gold. I'm going to kind of focus on this for a second. We got up in here. We kind of key reversed back into the balanced area. We obviously hadn't had a weekly close here. That stake in the ground back in the balanced area. But again, I think you've got really good spots to play defense now. And if we get a dollar rally off of these 99.60, 99.90 areas, you got to kind of think that that's going to cause gold to even come down even more so. So I think you got a decent opportunity here on gold. Taking a look at crude. Talked about this hanging in there, having that stake in the ground above 52.32. I really like this trade a lot. I'm still looking at that long crude trade. Looking at the 10-year, nothing really doing here. There's, not a lot of leverage. You're just kind of hanging around here within the fair auction on the long term on the 10-year. Don't see a ton of leverage there. Let's go back into looking at the 30-year. There it is. This is something that completed that cycle up top at 154, just kind of hanging around here. Nothing really looking extremely attractive as far as trading that particular product. So you want to go into the products that are providing opportunities, and I just don't see anything there with the treasuries. Let's take a look at the financials. Obviously, the market's up this morning. None of these stocks are open yet, but we got a couple of prints, 23.40. We had talked about the financials, coming off those weekly info highs, but also basing yesterday around 22.94 and providing a little bit of a trading opportunity on the long side there. That's happened. A lot of stocks in the news, earnings related. Let's kind of pull up some of those. 3M. Let's hit that one. Let's just kind of look at the landscape. A couple of these stocks that had some earnings announcements. I think this stock's down about 1.5%. So here's 3M. This is our weekly view. We're trading down pre-market. What are we at? 175. So pretty much where we left off yesterday. What do you do with this now? I think you got better things to look at out there. There's not a lot of. Excuse me here. Let me pull up Alibaba. Again, not this particular stock. Here's the weekly view. What do you do with it now? I think we're trading about, let's see, this is a real print, 101.70 right now. So about where we left off yesterday. It's still something, based on the weekly and the dailies. I think it's still okay to be long, not okay to be short this. Here's your support areas on the 240s. You've got 99.78 on Alibaba. So, again, it's a stock that's outperformed lately, but you're looking for a buy support, buy breakout situation. So any pullbacks to 99.78 on Alibaba probably should be bought there. Let's take a look at Alcoa. This is our weekly view on Alcoa. So here's the situation here, and let's see where we're trading pre-market. 38.35. There's the weekly. Here's the daily. This has been one that you definitely should have been blocking out the short side, and right now there's nothing to really hang on to play defense on the long side or short side. So you've got to wait for some new information to appear on Alcoa. You'll get those in the scanner when it happens. Let's take a look at Corning when we come back, up about 5.7%. We'll be right back.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. John takes your phone calls. Now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the show. So we were finishing up a couple of these key earnings from yesterday. GLW Corning got a big plant down in Wilmington, North Carolina. A friend of mine is a plant manager there. Has made a bundle working with them over the years. Envy. Anyway, 24.97 got the breakout yesterday, trading significantly higher. Here's where we're at this morning. Again, it's hard to just look at these and blindly hit the buy button, but beforehand, it's a really good lesson on strong stocks that are kind of consolidating near the highs. These are the ones that aren't that classical technical setup for shorts. You get the earnings, and then everybody's got to run for the door. So they're on the short side. So we could have some more upside here, but again, there's nothing to really hang on to yet. You'll get this in the scanner of the inflection points to try to play defense against on the long side or the short side. But I think you got way better things to look at on the short side than something like this. Things on our highs can go higher. DuPont, DuPont, with hopes of a Dow merger, of course. Here's where we're at. So it looks like, we're printing about 76.17 this morning. Again, we've crossed all the borders. Let me pull up the weekly here. We've crossed all the borders, 75.86, 75.41. Here's the weekly view on this one. And again, strong stocks in an uptrend, just like we were talking about on an instrument earlier. When you've got a stock in an uptrend, you're looking to buy support or buy breakout. So again, here's the weekly long-term view on DuPont. That Dow news doesn't hurt it. But again, just trying to use the profiles. Johnson & Johnson. We've been talking about this from the short side, so here we go. I think this is 112.08 this morning. So here's Johnson & Johnson. There's the daily. We've talked about being able to try to sell this when you can. Might not be a bad trading opportunity on the long side right now, even though it looks like crap, but that's a trading opportunity, not a long-term investment. on Johnson & Johnson. Kimberly-Clark, wow. 121.79 pre-market. This is called a reverse in trend. So 117.08, massive support on it now. And you can't buy it up here. You've got to wait. Let's take a look at Lockheed Martin. All right, so looks like 253 pre-market. Here's the weekly. Yeah, I think this one could have some more downside. Maybe stops above 256 on this, and hoping we can complete the cycle down into 247 on Lockheed Martin. STX, Seagate. Okay, 42.29 looks like pre-market. Let's see, we're right up in here. Yeah, this is 42. I don't think you can trade that one either. Just looking at stocks in the news, trying to get these out of the way early. Texas Instruments. And again, for guys out there wanting to get involved with some of the volatility of a stock in the news. You know, again, I mean, some of these are just, this is, you know, the weekly and the daily. This thing has just really been something on a long-term trend. Let me look at Texas Instruments here so you can see it on a weekly. You know, this is one, again, you know, you got stocks that are kind of outperforming the market, and then all of a sudden they get these moves up. You're going to have to wait for new information to trade these now. And again, we're trying to buy support on situations like this until we're told differently. A strong stock in a market like we've had lately. Verizon. All right, so it looks like we're printing pre-market about 49.69. Here's the situation on the weekly. I don't see any leverage on this right now. So that's it for the stocks that had earnings yesterday. Let's take a look at a couple other things. Let's take a look at Tesla. Man, and this, I keep showing this because, you know, you can't try to pick tops without reasons and technical breakdowns, and this stock continues to go north. Here's the weekly on Tesla. Nothing to hang on to here. So try not to step in front of this. I keep bringing it up. If somebody's shorted, sometimes it feels good to get out of something at least for a little while. Let's take a look at Big Mo. This is one, you know, we kind of caught that consolidation off of this, continues to go north. No reason to take this off. We had talked about that the other day. Still no reason to take it off. Let's take a look at the VIX here. Man, ooh. This is down here, huh? Ooh. All right, so we're trading what, 1077. Volatility's contracted even more. Look at this as a long-term play still not opposed to that, even though I'm trying to leg out of some of that strangle right now on the long side, I must admit to you. McDonald's. Okay, let's take a look at McDonald's. Here we go. Looks like we're printing about, we're not printing yet this morning. You know, this one kind of dived back in the profile, 116.68. I think you just don't have any reason to trade this right now. You might have a reason to start picking a battle around 116.68. Got to see how Apple's doing. Let's see here, 120.23 pre-market. So, you know, I like Apple. I know we're showing a lot of strength here. I'd like to see how this acts on a day like today, see if it can kind of hover and maybe close within the profile here, and maybe be able to trade this back down into 117.86. I just can't go long Apple. A couple other commodities that we need to take a look at. Let's take a look at the utilities first. Rates edging up a little bit. I got an email about this one, the XLU. Just want to state that I think we're going to just kind of stay in a range at best here. So you've got to be buying 47.68 and selling 49.45 on the utilities. A lot of stocks related to the Trump Mexican wall talks. We're going to go into those when we come back, but let's hit one really quick. These are probably not in the scanner. Looks like we're printing on MLM, again, related to building a wall. 240 looks like a print this morning. We're going to hit about 5 or 10 of these when we come back, folks. We'll be right back.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Until recently, it was almost impossible for the average investor to hedge against currency risk in Europe or Japan. For a bold trade on Europe or Japan that protects against moves in currency, trade HEGE or HEGJ, 2 times currency hedged leveraged ETFs from Direction Investments. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi guys, welcome back to the show. We're going to go through some of those border related stocks in just a little bit, but I was just reading Wells Fargo is eliminating its, my favorite company. Wells Fargo is eliminating its favorite policy of informing branches a day before they are visited by internal inspectors. Wow. The decision comes after the Wall Street Journal reported on the advance notice describing how it gave staff time to cover up problematic sales practices by shredding documents and forging signatures. Where do you even begin on commenting on that? That is unbelievable. Yeah, that's just wanted to throw that out there. Let's go back to some of the border related stocks here. We looked at Martin Marietta. Let's pull that one back up. So here's we're trading. I thought we had a print of 240 up there today, but already. But Martin Marietta, I think you got to wait for some new information on these. You can't just buy them just because they're spiking up right now. VMC. Looks like a print at 134.02. So these are up a little bit more. Vulcan Materials. Again, when we have these profiles appear below price action, that's like the dollar. It's like the S&Ps on the weekly. Let me show you this S&P thing. We didn't talk about this a lot on a daily basis, but when you have these profiles appear below price action, they're usually continuation long signals, and that's a long-term signal that we caught on that one. Here's GVA, Granite Construction. Here's GVA. Nice reversal, kind of like the Shanghai, right back into the balanced area and then used as support. And then this morning, not printing yet, but a lot of these stocks may have some more upside in them. TTEK. Again, had that kind of cool notion, profile appearing below price action. You know, on the long-term basis, you probably don't need to get out of that trade. This morning, not printing yet, but I think you could use 43.68 as support on this as it climbs higher. U.S. Steel. 32.90. Here's the situation on U.S. Steel. You got massive support at 28.09, resistance at 39.14. NUE. See if we got any prints this morning. You know, I'd be buying breakouts on NUE above 62.55. STLD. Steel Dynamics. Man, oof. You got support at 35.52. Don't think any of these stocks have a remote chance of coming down, actually. Fluor. Looks like we're printing about 56 this morning. So we've crossed some more borders on Fluor. I know we kind of had a reverse there, which was a nice little trading action for a while, but now I think you've got to look at 55.48 as support on this, and this thing could go a lot higher. Let's take a look at KBR. Yeah, I think you got something better to look at than that one. Let's take a look at CXW, and then we're going to get away from these wall-related stocks. Man, whew. Again, price action above, profiles appearing below. You just don't have any end in sight in this particular stock. But you know, again, try to let a new balanced area happen before you start piling into some of these. Coca-Cola. Let's take a look at this one. This is one that's been on the short list. I really think that, you know, you've got to sell. I mean, if the market, this is kind of attractive to me. If the market can drag up a lot of these stocks that are just have inherent problems right now, 42.40, you got to sell that on Coca-Cola, but you can't really do anything with it until we get there. Wells Fargo. I mean, how does, I'm shocked. How do they stay in business? Here we go. Wells Fargo. So obviously an XLF stock printing up a little bit this morning, 55.12. Got the benefit of all the bank stocks, but 55.82, I'm not opposed to looking at that as a little bit of a shorting opportunity, just a trading opportunity on the short side. But the banking sector, taking a look at the XLF in general, we talked about a trading opportunity off of these 23.87s to pull back just a bit here. The market could drag some of these up again. 23.43 this morning, but Wells Fargo may be a shorting opportunity, just a trading opportunity there. Let's take a look at JP Morgan. This is one that's just terrifying to short. 85.61 printing this morning. And this is the strong of the strong, and you've got to be looking to buy support situations like that, like we talked about the other day. And we're going to hit Amazon really quick. So this is one we had looked at from the short side around 8.15, 8.19. That's not happening now. We're trading above 8.26. So again, this is kind of off the table now as far as trying to trade this from the short side. International paper. This is one I really liked a lot. If you watch this show, it's kind of a boring situation relative to some of the high flyers, but this has been one that has really been, kind of buy the dip situation in my book, and is now breaking out again this week. 54.68. Looks like we're not printing yet this morning. That's going to be your new support area on international paper, 54.68, to try to get into this again on any type of retracements. Let's take a look at American Express. And again, this has been one, you look at these, you try to find, ripe opportunities within the sector. 75.74, we talked about being support on this. That's the case on American Express. Let's fold over into natural gas really quick. Here we go. Didn't like how that reversed back down into those unfair lows, but again, natural gas is an animal on its own. 31.94, big support on the weekly there. Gonna have to wait for a weekly close below there to think about shorting this. We'll be right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Okay, just getting something to the programmers there. Let's go back to the S&Ps really quick. They continue to move higher here, getting above this 2277. There's a lot of euphoria right now. I mean, the VIX is at what, 1078. A lot of euphoria right now, based on just Trump dismantling any type of restrictions, regulations in the business world in general, and blah blah blah. This could reverse. Remember, the VIX is pretty low here on a relative scale, so keep your eye on that. I actually dismantled my calls this morning. I may be wrong, but I'm hoping it'd be nice to get a reversal here. Some of the people in the den had pointed out some things. Hadn't had a 1% pullback in 78 days. Yeah, so taking off the call profits a little bit here and then trying to get a ricochet move. Gold, we talked about this one. I really think this might be one of the best trades on the books right now. You know, I've said that before on the yen trade down in the 103 area, and we moved up almost into 120 or where did the yen end up going to? Yeah, 118.5. That was this kind of situation down here. And gold, you know, the dollar being on support, I mean, Trump could cause the dollar to come down 10 points, of course, all of a sudden, if he had his way. But, you know, the dollar's on support, and gold has really kind of shown itself a little bit here. So I like this trade, trading back down into that 1176, 1177. And I think you got a really good reason to play defense now, shorting stops above, or excuse me, with a short with stops above 1210, 1211. Here's a daily on gold. There's that 1176, 1177. I think, you know, we've talked about a lot of different things this morning already. I've thrown out some of the stocks that are related to news stories and earnings and wall-related components. But this one looks relatively attractive for a number of reasons. So I might go a little heavier on this one. Let's take a look at a couple other things here. We looked at natural gas. I don't trade natural gas, but I gave you the inflection points on that. Let's see here. Okay. Let's take a look at some currencies really quick, just to kind of circle the wagons. All right, so the yen, kind of like the dollar, getting down into that ripe area, 111.67, that neighborhood. I like this trade also. I like the dollar where it's at, and I like 113.07 now being able to use for defense for this to pop. Maybe 116.50 might be the initial targets on this trade. The British pound has moved past 125.39. I was thinking personally that might be somewhat of a stopping point for this. We're still kind of in the neighborhood here, but that's your level of resistance. You've got a weekly close back in the balanced area will be awesome there, but right now, kind of breaking out again, still within the noise area there. Keep my eye on it. The euro, still think, the euro could, just by the dollar being where it's at, could come down here. Can orient stops above 108 on this particular trade. Let's take a look at the Chinese currency really quick. So kind of dollar similar. I mean, this is the devaluation of the Chinese currency as it moves higher. So I think things are getting a little spring loaded, and I think the dollar might be, and let's go back to the dollar. We're getting a couple of good moves here this morning north after we got down into that ripe area. Here's the dollar again. Here's the stops below 99.63 on the dollar trade. Got a nice pullback on this, the big support on the dollar. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. This has been the kind of the stronger of the two indices without question. Kind of had that pre-launch yesterday, and now we're having some follow through. Nothing to hang on here yet, too, as far as looking at this with new inflection points. This thing can go up, the S&Ps and the NASDAQ can go higher. I'm looking at this trading options right now. I dismantled my calls. Let's take a look at the FTSE really quick. So the British pound is obviously moving up. Here's the FTSE right now breaking down below 71.33. Probably will have some new profiles here on the long-term weekly on the FTSE. Man, the Bovespa is just on fire here. Let's take a look at the Nikkei really quick. That's the one I wanted to pull up. So again, the yen getting devalued and having a chance to kind of become devalued and go higher on that chart we were showing. The Nikkei would obviously have to reprice itself. That 18,893 stops below there on the long side. I think the yen can get devalued more, so that would bode well for the Nikkei. Let's take a look at March beans here. This is pretty cool, getting that reversal below 1064, 1065 that we talked about. Close above, hopefully, and I think we could see 1019, 1020 on that contract. Let's see what we have. Look at something we hadn't looked at in a while. Netflix. We're going to take a look at Twitter also. So Netflix has just been on a tear. There hadn't been any reasons to really get short this, as you can see. This morning, it looks like we're printing about 140. And here's that daily price action, profile appearing below price action. Then we get the bounce off of it. Not time to short this still. Let's take a look at Twitter. All right, so pre-market 1657. Here's Twitter. Still like shorts below 1718 with stops above on Twitter. I think this thing can go lower. We'll be right back.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of The Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Larry Pesavento, a 40-year veteran trader. He uses pattern recognition, Gartleys, butterflies, ABCs, and Fibonacci in order to trade these markets. Trade what you see. Next on TFNN.
Hi guys, welcome back to the show. Let's take a look at Procter & Gamble. Daggone it. Sorry about that. Procter & Gamble. We were talking about Twitter before we left. Still like that stock as a short. Stops above 17.18. Here's Procter & Gamble. Man, it's cold this morning. Looks like 88 getting a print this morning. And here's the weekly here. You know, a little bit of a trading opportunity, selling resistance off of the 87.90. You got to watch this one. If the market moves higher and this thing just doesn't want to cooperate, you could have something selling off pretty good here, just kind of giving it up. Keep your eye on it. Let's take a look at a couple other stocks here. Weyerhaeuser, WY. Let's take a look at that one. Let's see where we're at this morning. No prints this morning. This one, you know, keep your eye on this one too. You got a decent lid here around 31.18. if it doesn't really cooperate with the market gapping up again and making new highs on the S&Ps, these are kind of clarifying events. Just keep your eye on some of these things that, let's just go down into breakdowns here. Take a look at some of these stocks that broke down yesterday on the dailies or the weeklies. Qualcomm. Let's take a look at that one. All right, so not great news lately on Qualcomm. Here's the 240s. Excuse me. Let me put that back in 240 scene here. Okay. 240s, you got selling resistance at 57.36 on Qualcomm. I know it's gapped down, but that's resistance on any type of rallies up with the market. Western Union, WU. Let's take a look at this one. God, there's a lot of people that have moved into that space. Western Union, this is not on sale. It doesn't have to kind of rubber band itself back to what the market's doing. There's a reason these stocks are not in favor right now. Take a look at a couple other things. General Electric gave it up. That's not on the screen anymore for me. First Solar, FSLR. Let's take a look at this one. Here's the weekly on First Solar. These are stocks that showed up in downtrend resistance. 35.75, and your targets here are 30.03 on FSLR. A couple other stocks out of the scanner on breakdowns. LNT, we talked about that. General Electric, we talked about that. Let's take a look at AutoZone. AZO. All right, so yeah, let's don't take a look at that one. Let's take a look at Pfizer PFE. All right, so stocks that's breaking down, the market's kind of lifting. 31.67 could be kind of sell resistance, any type of reversal with the market gapping up there. Pfizer can have some more downside. Okay, just to wrap up, last 20 seconds. Dollar, like this trade a lot now with stops below 99.60. Crude, still like that trade from the long side. Stay tuned. Back tomorrow.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.